Okay, let's see if we can do that one again. Great morning. It is Brent Harding, and it is my pleasure to be here with you this morning. I am feeling pumped. All I can tell you is, oh my goodness, what an awesome event we had on Tuesday. Tuesday, the 13th was amazing. There are so many people to shout out to and say, it was fabulous to have you here. I'll tell you what, I just have to start with this. I realize this is the Wealth Warrior broadcast. I got that. However, I would be remiss if I didn't start off by sharing with you that, oh my word, Regina Jones Jenkins watched us live. Cecilia Badalas watched us live. Britt Johnson was in the house. It was phenomenal. Al Peters was there. Oh my goodness, were we psyched. Nellie, we know that you watched us on video. I appreciate that tremendously. Oh my goodness. There is something cute about Tom Maloney and his trip to coming to be with us. We appreciate that very, very much. I mean, we had literally 98% of the individuals that shared with us that they were coming showed up. That is absolutely extraordinary. It just does not happen that way. I want to give a shout out and a thank you to Erica Hernandez, who is one of our DMIs at Brent S. Harding Company. Also, a major shout out to Sabor Ahmad, who is, again, a member of our team at Brent S. Harding Company. He was outstanding. Really do appreciate. Want to share and thank our sponsors, Boston Private Bank, Esther Shohos, amazing woman, Cecilia Badalas from CB Unlimited Tax Consulting Services. Really appreciate. Britt Johnson from Boss Lady News. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Erica Leger did an awesome job on all the videography and the pictures. Really appreciate her. And without a doubt, Robert Nichols from Boston Trust Realty Group rounded out the sponsors with us. My co-host, Wilbur Brown from TRS. What can I say? And Warriors, you showed up. So I had to start out with that. So with that being said, what are we talking about today? We are talking about wealth. Are you on the right road? And this is by far my favorite time of year. And the reason it's my favorite time of year is because it's an opportunity for you to do a do-over, an opportunity to do a do-over. So what does that mean? That means that if you have had some credit issues in the past, this is the time to fix the problem. So I'm going to say, let's fix our credit. Yes, credit. This is the time of year when you get to say, when you get to negotiate with creditors who have put dings on your credit report. Now, we cannot argue about whether it was right or it's wrong unless, in fact, you can argue about that. If you can argue about whether it was right or wrong for them to put some ding on your credit report, for example, you were actually late with your payments, or you ended up with a charge-off, or you ended up going into collection. Cash is king, and it is on the right road to wealth, because we will never have as much cash as we have access to credit. When we have credit, credit begets credit, begets credit, begets credit. I'm on my second round. So I may not have that much cash in the bank in comparison to the credit I have access to. Same with you. That's why it's such a critical conversation. In fact, getting access to credit has gone up. There was a time when you could have a credit score of 650 and have access to plenty of credit. It may not have been American Express or Diners Club or Carte Blanche. However, you were up in the higher numbers, the higher echelon. You might have even hit platinum credit cards. Now, Not so much. Now we're looking at 750. We're looking at least at 700, 750. In fact, you have to be in the 700s to access that. So how do we get you there? We start off with our credit report. And in fact, I'll tell you, Albertha Bogan is doing, I believe she's doing one today. She's doing a class today that's talking about our finances. You can go up to her page, Albertha Bogan, and find out where she is hosting a my econ class. And she's going to be doing an introductory. And among the things in the introductory is in fact credit, because credit is such a pivotal thing. You can resolve and fix your own credit concerns. You can solve and fix your own credit. That's right. And when you do, you will feel phenomenally empowered. So the very first thing, so that when I said, are you on the path to wealth? Credit is a road that you want to be on. There are a couple of roads. So let's talk about it. Roads to wealth include hashtag credit. Oops, let me put that, I did the wrong thing. Hashtag credit. Another road to wealth is real estate. Right? Yes. Another road is stocks and bonds. What's another road? Another road is tangibles. Depends on what type of tangibles. Tangibles could be art. A number of things could be tangibles. Hashtag, what do you have to sell? Who's going to buy it? So right now, it's money, obviously. But how are you going to get it? Well, let's suppose if you cannot use money, there is a great possibility that you can use credit. Credit begets credit. Credit gets you access. So let's say that credit gets access. Begets access. So that's what we're talking about. Now, we are going to start resolving the credit to give us access. Access is cash, access is credit. And you remember what I said? I keep always talking about this darn bell curve. Well, here's the deal. The bell curve time is coming. 2019, 2020, when people are going to be selling things from their car, when they're going to want to negotiate. You can purchase things on credit and pay it down. If it's a good deal and it's going to run away, grab it. And you can grab it through credit. Now, here's something that's very powerful that I want you to take hold of and really take this in. Do not use your credit cards to pull cash out of an ATM. No. You know how expensive that is? That can be as much as 24%. That is crazy. You can pay more money pulling cash out than you can buying an item. So do not use credit in that way on your destination to wealth. We are resolving and cleaning up the credit so that we can access more credit, we can build up a reservoir, and we then are empowered. I took a moment for you to take that all in. You know, I read a book, it's called Thinking, and for the life of me, I cannot remember the author. However, it's called Thinking, Fast and Slow. No, wait a minute, called Thinking. It's either fast and slow or slow and fast. I'll get it and put it in here. Here is the point. Our our slow mind is our lazy mind. And so it tries to figure out shortcuts to the conversation that I'm sharing. Our cognitive mind does things like ask, okay, what isn't she telling me? Okay, How will I use this? So I'm going to say to you today, I want you to use your cognitive mind. That's right, your cognitive mind to take in the information that I have shared with you and to use that information to work on the credit. Step one, we know this. Get your credit report. Now, you want the credit report that has scores on it. So that may mean you have to pay for it. Pay for it. It is the best use of money you can have because we are going to build and get you access. Man, she came in all in my face. That's right. I want to be in your face because this is critical. Teach the children to do the same thing. In fact, we had Mrs. Cummings, Beverly A. Cummings, 82-year-old successful entrepreneur, real estate investor, and project and property manager at the event. She spoke at the event. And if you want to see clips of the event, all you have to do is go up to my personal Facebook page, Brent Harding, and you will see clips of the event, of the Brent Working event, actually celebrating the great stuff of 2018, Mix and Mingle. And she spoke there. And one of the things she talked about was teaching the children that start now to pass on to the next generation. So while you're sitting there talking about credit reports, get your children's credit reports. If it has nothing on there, so what? It's just so that they understand and they know. You can always get get an authorized credit card for them so they can become an authorized user and they build credit on their credit reports. Now, once you get that card, or once you get them that account, you keep the card until you teach them how to be responsible. Once you teach them how to be responsible, then yes, you may want to allow them. You may also want to get them a secured credit card so they have a limit that they can utilize, a limit that you can handle. But get them started. So it's mommy and daddy's credit, it is my credit. Because one of the things that we do not do is teach our children early enough. So then they go out, they make the mistakes, and then let's start them off in the right direction. That is a part of the legacy. So first thing, get your credit report. Get out, go old school, get out the pad and write down everything that is not correct on your report. Everything that is not correct. From there, everything except the creditor accounts, and the creditor accounts are the accounts that you actually have, that you are actually doing business with those creditors. If you're using their credit, you're doing business. If you've got loans, you're doing business with those vendors or creditors. So we're going to set those aside. What we're going to first deal with is all of the generic information. Is my name spelled right? Do we have it spelled 4 different ways? You want the correct spelling. Somebody may have keyed the information in and therefore you have an error. You want to make sure that is clean. You want your most recent address to show up. You do not need all the other addresses because you don't live there. You want your date of birth to be correct. If your social security number has been entered 2, 3, 4 times, you want that corrected. Where you work, you want corrected. Your position, you want corrected. All of that, what I refer to as generic information, is what you want to make sure that you have rectified. By the way, somebody just chimed in. I saw the little like. Thank you, Sharon. I appreciate that, Sharon Griffin. Good morning. You want to make sure all of the generic information is clean. Why do you want to do that? You want to do that because it can actually negatively affect your score. And credit is on the way to wealth. So you want to make sure that that is clean, that the most recent information is there, that the dates are there. You know what? I went to get credit recently, and I will tell you, I felt as if the person, the loan officer, was literally, I was going for a loan, a physical loan, and I would have thought that the loan officer had my credit report directly in front of them. Why did you live at the, why did you leave this address? Why did you leave that address? Well, I'm a sales representative. I represent not only my company, I represent other companies. Why did you leave here? Why did you leave here? Why did you leave here? Oh my goodness, I really thought I was at an inquisition. However, that is their job, is to make sure that you are who you say you are and that they're going down the line of your credit. Do you know when you get an insurance policy, that insurance company has the right to pull your credit, and they do pull your credit. They will pull your credit. And when they do, guess what? You're either making it or not. So you want all the generic information. Your employer, if you are going to be moved up a rank, let's say you're going to go for another position, your credit can be looked at. You work in a bank, that's an obvious one. However, in any position, because what do they want to see when they're looking at that? Whether it is a creditor that you want to do business with right now, whether it is an insurance company, whether it is employer, they want to know how vulnerable you are. How susceptible are you to outside forces? Can somebody actually hostage you based on your credit? Very important information. And I'll tell you what, if you are not grasping this, if you've not had this experience before, if you are not familiar with this, do know it is real. People have lost jobs because of their credit. And in fact, in some instances, they've lost jobs because they're using too much of their credit. So that's why credit is part of the road to wealth. You want to rotate those credit cards. So if I use one this month, then I don't want to use it next month. I want to use something else next month. I want to be paying down on the one that I used in September, paying down on the one I used in October, using this one in November. Those things are pivotal. We want our credit cards to be we want to use no more than 30% of the life of the card. So that means if it's a $2,000, if it's a $3,000 line, you don't want about $1,000, shut that card off, go to the next one, pay it down. So now you've looked at the generic. And I'm going to submit to you, some people send everything in. I'm not a great proponent of that. I am a proponent of clean up section by section. Clean up section by section. And here's the reason why. Because when you throw too much at the credit bureau, they become suspicious. She's probably gone, or he's probably gone to one of those credit consulting firms, and they've told him to throw everything but the book at them. And so now the eye that they look at you may be a different eye than if you went section by section. I pulled my credit report recently, and I've noticed some errors that I would like to get resolved. They are as follows: 1, 2, 3. Tell them what the problem is and what is the resolution. Don't make them have to think about it. Here's the problem. This is the resolution. The problem is I don't live at this address anymore. Solution: remove. Really important stuff. Okay, with that being said, it is announcements. Absolutely unequivocally, I will be co-hosting the Small Biz Buffet with Rajira Toussaint, Urban Niche. She is the president of Urban Niche, which is a phenomenal marketing company. And she will be the host. I am one of the 3 co-hosts that will be at that event. That is next Thursday. You can go up to Eventbrite and get your complimentary ticket. They have food it's great. Okay, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. However, the fourth Thursday of every month is typically the date that we have the event. However, when there are holidays, obviously on that Thursday, then we're not going to have it then. So go up to Eventbrite and look up Small Biz Buffet and get your ticket. I will be there next Thursday. I will be there in November, December, January, February, March. So go ahead up and get your ticket. And if you are on my email list, and I hope that you are, you will get a calendar of all the dates that I will be at I'll be at the Small Biz Buffet, hosted by Rogira Toussaint of Urban Niche and myself, and a couple of other folks, and you will meet us at that live event. It is for entrepreneurs. It is for micro entrepreneurs. It is for micro businesses. It is for small businesses and related services. And you will meet some phenomenal individuals. That's right. So that is happening for the month of November. With that being said, I want to give shout outs and thank yous to everyone that attended the Celebrating the Great Stuff of 2018 Mix and Mingle that occurred at the Freedom House in Roxbury. Absolutely amazing building. Thank you to all of the sponsors. Platinum sponsor Boston Private Bank. Esther Showhost led the charge on that. Thank you so much, Esther. We also had CB Unlimited Tax Consulting Services, Cecilia Badalis. We had Boss Lady News, Britt Johnson. We had Robert Nichols, I'm having a brain birth here. Boston Realty Trust Group, and Erica Legere from Erica Legere, Legere Productions, all there sponsoring our event, and it was amazing. We are going to be back to you in April because we are going to be hosting another #BrentWorking event. So I'm glad to have had them there. It was absolutely outstanding. And I thank all of the Wealth Warriors that attended. So let me wrap up, let me wrap things up by sharing again. One of the major roads to wealth is going to be your credit. Credit begets more credit. Credit begets access. You will never have as much money as you have access to credit when you have a strong score. It is absolutely pivotal that at this hour, at this day, at this time, that you access credit. You must. It is a necessity. Why is it a necessity? Because we are coming up, we are abutting the storm. We are abutting the storm. Everybody is talking about recession now. The recession is here. We are right up here. It is our opportunity to take advantage of deals that are going to come our way. They're coming. And if you want to be a part of it, ladies and gentlemen, this is your hour to shine. Clean it up right now. Negotiate with those that you owe money to. For example, you owe $600. Now let's make it $1,000. You owe $1,000 to a creditor, and they're saying for $600, we can call this account complete. Here is the most important thing that I want you to get out of those completions. It is not a one-step process. It is a 2 to 3 step process. Why is that, Brent? Because you want to negotiate, you want it in writing that this is what they're going to do. Now, what you want in writing is that this account is satisfactory. In other words, you do not need all the rest of the dings on there. It was a charge off, it was a this, it was a slow pay, it was all of that. All you want is for that account to read paid satisfactorily. And it is a couple step process. They are going to send you a letter that says this is what we agreed to, and that the trade lines on your credit report will forever read paid satisfactory with no credit history. Yeah. Did you hear that? Paid satisfactorily with no credit history listed. The only thing that should be listed is paid satisfactorily, and it should still hold the amount of the line that you had. So if you had a $5,000 line of credit, it should still say $5,000 line of credit, paid satisfactory, account closed. They're going to send you a letter. They're going to give you 3 days to send that money back. If they don't receive that money in 3 days, that letter is void. And that's what it's going to say on the letter. That's what you want to do. Test it out. Do not hit everybody all at once. Test it out. Make sure it ends up on your credit report like that. Go on to the next one. It's not a quick process. It is a step-by-step process. But it works. And then you have the opportunity to get more credit. How sweet is that? Then you have the opportunity to get more credit. So, with that being said, let's go into segment 3. What are economists saying? Economists are talking about a recession. They are talking about us, you and I, tightening up our belts because the recession is coming. We are in a country that is so debt. We are strangling ourselves with debt. I recall hearing commentary about printing more money. How insane is that? Money backed by what? Right now, we're backed by other countries. We're certainly not backed by gold anymore. We're not even backed by silver anymore. We're backed by a promissory note. And we're going deeper and deeper into debt. The recession is coming. It is pivotal that you make yourself recession proof. I'll be talking about that on our next voyage. The next broadcast of the Wealth Warrior will be discussing making yourself recession proof now, before it totally hits. That's going to be a heavy discussion. So with that being said, I am Brent Harding. This is the Wealth Warrior broadcast, brought to you by Brent S. Harding Company and #BrentWorking. How about that? Today is going to be amazing. We are budding the holidays. I beg of you, plead, prod with you. Do not bring your credit cards to the stores. Bring cash. I'll tell you what, when you bring cash to the stores instead of credit, you don't spend as much. Because you hate to break that $100 bill, that $50 bill. You like that crisp $50 bill sitting right in the pocket, $100 bill sitting right in the pocket. You love that. And when you have to break it, it seems like it goes so fast. So today, if you decide you're going to go shopping, bring cash. Leave the babies at home. You won't spend as much. I want you to go out today and have an absolutely extraordinary, phenomenally amazing day. Thank you for being with me this morning. You are an awesome audience, and I appreciate you tremendously. See you next time.